How much would Steve Jobs be worth in 2022? Do you know how much money Steve Jobs is worth? The man has a long list of accomplishments as one of America's most influential inventors. Steve Jobs was an amazing visionary in addition to being the co-founder of Apple. He possessed an uncanny ability to read people's minds. As a result, he was able to create one of today's most well-known businesses. We'll show you how the American business magnate accumulated his fortune in this article. Early life. Steve Jobs had a tough childhood, which might surprise you. To begin with, Paul and Clara Jobs adopted him at infancy. Following legal fights with his biological parents, this happened. Patricia, Steve Jobs' sister, was adopted by the couple in 1957. In 1959, the family relocated to Mountain View, California. Jobs has been intrigued with constructing things since he was a child. He was clever from an early age, and as a result, the young child skipped numerous school years and described school as boring. He relocated to a new location and enrolled in Homestead High School. During his time at Apple, Jobs was regarded as a loner. During this time, the inventor recalls experimenting with psychedelics. He attributes his openness to creative education to these encounters. Steve Jobs started Reed College in Portland, Oregon in September 1972. During this period, Steve Jobs recalls feeling bored and unchallenged. As a result, he quit out without informing his parents after one semester. Steve Jobs believed that wasting his parents' money on a worthless education was wrong. He returned to California in 1974 in search of work. In 1971, mutual friends brought Steve and Steve Wozniak together. Their mutual interest in technology helped them get along. As a result, they were both members of the Homebrew Computer Club. The pair invented the first computer with a typewriter-style keyboard in this lab. The Apple I was the name given to the computer later on. They had no idea that this would become the model for all current computers. Steve Jobs was known for fussing over his creations, and the Apple I was no exception. Later in his career, Steve continued to stress about his goods, which all went on to be huge successes. Steve also worked hard to make the most user-friendly gadgets possible. He believed that less a customer had to fight with a product, the better. Apple's market capitalization had recently crossed $1 trillion at the time of his death. Jobs had finally accumulated a significant net worth after endless years of hard labor, devotion, and product obsession. Other notable CEOs, such as Jack Dorsey, Ken Nguyen, and others, have followed a similar path. For the first time, Apple's market cap exceeded $3 trillion. Apple is the first publicly traded firm to surpass $3 trillion in market capitalization. For the first time, it crossed the $1 trillion mark in August 2018. Apple's value has tripled in just 3 years. From $2 to $3 trillion, it only took 502 days. Real estate and Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a huge real estate investor, which comes as no surprise to aficionados of his work. Not only that, but Jobs spent millions of dollars remodeling his homes with cutting-edge technology. His most well-known properties are reported to feature Apple-patented technology that will not be released to the general public. While the technology may be unknown, his ingenuity is undeniable. He immediately learned that possessing real estate was essential to achieving a significant net worth, despite his family's lack of wealth when he was growing. As a result, Steve Jobs spent millions of dollars of his personal wealth on real estate around the world. These properties are estimated to be worth about 15% of his total net worth. Steve Jobs' net worth would be $45 billion in 2022, according to Forbes. Steve Jobs has had an incalculable impact on all our lives. Without his inventions, technology would never be the same. While he achieved great things, it's crucial to remember that he struggled a lot as a child. While Apple contributed the majority to his net worth, we can't overlook his stock and real estate investments. Jobs recognized the value of owning stock in order to establish a substantial net worth. As a result, he put a large chunk of his own wealth into real estate and Apple shares. What are Steve Jobs' key takeaways? 1. It's all about creativity. Apple would have failed if Steve Jobs had created a computer that looked exactly like every other newcomer at the time. Instead, he obsessively scrutinized his designs and reimagined them. He was especially concerned with ease of usage. To make our own work stand out, we should look to tap into our own creative abilities. We can unlock doors we never imagined feasible by doing so. 2. Motivate yourself by using pain. Steve Jobs, to his surprise, had a tough childhood. He had to work really hard to get to where he is now because his parents were not wealthy. He was a master at motivating himself by using his pain. Similarly, we should try to motivate ourselves by using our personal problems. We may avoid straining or holding ourselves back by harnessing this discomfort as fuel. Finally, even if no one else does, have faith in yourself. Steve Jobs was plagued by career setbacks on numerous occasions. He was fired as chairman and CEO of his own corporation at one point. His conviction in himself and his abilities remained constant throughout his career. Our thoughts have incredible power. We must recognize the power of our thoughts in shaping our world. As a result, it's critical to always have faith in yourself even when no one else does. That's all we have for today. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Bye. See you in the next video.